I'm Wyl Menmuir and I'm a senior lecturer at Falmouth University and the author of a series of novels and non-fiction books about the way we relate to the living world. This is a 1962 wooden Wayfarer, which is heavily neglected. It's been well loved over the years, but now it's in a state of disrepair. So I'm restoring this boat with the help of loads of different collaborators in the workshops at the National Maritime Museum. So towards the end of last year, I wasn't feeling great, to be honest. I was feeling like there was a lot of change going on around me in the world. Climate change, economic change, ecological change, technological change. And I was feeling quite anxious about the way the world was. And I noticed that lots of people around me were feeling quite similar, these sort of heightened levels of anxiety. So I thought, well, what can I do about that? So that's where this project came from, because I realized the place where I'm happiest and most and calmest is when I'm sailing. And so I thought I want to see if I can work out how I could be a bit more seaworthy in my general life. So I decided to write a book, which I'm researching at the moment, called Seaworthy. I'm writing that book for Picador, and the boat that I'm restoring at the moment is sort of the metaphor made concrete. We're doing it in public where people can see it, and drawing different collaborators to the project. My feeling is that seaworthy isn't something that we are as individuals, it's something that we are as a community. I've never done anything like this before. This is completely new to me. I'm not a particularly practical person. I'm learning from people with the skills to do this. So I'm working with a professional boat builder at the moment who's helping to get the new panels onto the boat, and I'm working with illustration students. Once we've got the panels on, they're going to be illustrating this boat. It's going to turn into a canvas for them. I love collaborating with other creative people because of the different ways people see the world through a different art form or through a different lens that they're looking through. I think Falmouth is great for that because we've got so many different creative disciplines, so many different creative people who are really passionate about their art form and who bring something completely different to a project like this.
Wyl's project is just a beautiful project about, what seaworthy means. And, we talked about it early on. And as soon as the boat came into the Maritime Museum, I thought I'd love to be involved. And Wyl's very generous at opening up and bringing other creative voices. In that way, we're cut from the same cloth. That's why we're all here. So both students and staff have been working with Wyl. And my role in that space is somebody who draws a lot. No surprises, is as a reportager, it's a kind of reportage kind of drawing that is weekly, and that iterative record of the process is captured through drawing. Already the drawings capture the removing of the outer bits of wood, the kind of skeletal crust of the boat, right at its base, the repairs, and then now moving quickly towards a seaworthy boat. So that body of drawing is another way of just capturing that change, that journey of this boat. Creativity creates a kind of gravity field. Things that are happening that are interesting draw other people in.
I enjoy working with Wyl because he's a fascinating author and he's a fascinating person to chat to. To see him in there working hard, learning how to restore this boat, building all of his new skills, and also seeing the work that Duncan's been making, that collaborative process of being surrounded by other creative people is just purely inspirational for me. As a photographer, Cornwall is fascinating. How do you take something as overwhelming as looking at the sea from a cliff, and how do you communicate that to an audience through a two-dimensional, silent and unmoving image? Cornwall's full of those fantastic challenges. I'm used to working outdoors with natural light, so I really am enjoying the challenge of working in a space which has completely different lighting than I'm used to working with. The bit I'm most looking forward to is actually when the boat goes outside. Once that boat leaves the workshop, that's for me when it can get really exciting. Photographing it on the sea, photographing Wyl trialling it around Falmouth.
So I started restoring this boat in January this year, and the idea is that we're going to have her ready to go on the water to do some sea trials, and then we're going to launch and sail this boat down the coast from Falmouth, round to Penzance, and then across 30 miles of open ocean to the Isles of Scilly, which is a big challenge for a small boat. The idea is just to look at whether we can make ourselves and whether we can make this boat seaworthy enough to undertake that challenge.